this is an activity where you cannot restrict your children to get involved and to earn interest. Your child can know how to do the farm activities, maybe poultry, cattle rearing, or even some simple garden farming at home. Our next panelist, we have Ruth, Councillor Ruth, and she's going to tell us in her experience and in her expertise what best as a parent you can do as you get prepared for this worst case scenario, you leaving your children as orphans. Councillor Ruth, you are most welcome to the panel.
Thank you so much, Vincent. Thank you so much, Retention, and thank you so much, Osbert, for all the contributions that you've made, because they are all important. But as Ruth, I would also encourage, because Retention has spoken of good things, Osbert has told us exactly what we're supposed to do, and also Vincent has contributed a lot. Yeah, I would encourage parents, let's make a plan, and let's have a will. Because you don't know what is going to happen next. You don't have to make a will at your deathbed. Now someone has to instruct you, write this, do this. It is when you're sober that you know, okay, I don't know what tomorrow holds. Let me make a will. In case there are changes, in case God keeps you to 100 years, thank God, we thank God, but you can make changes. But if you make this will and you make sure that we distribute it to different parties. That comes back to what Retention is said earlier, making good relationships. You have that trusted uncle or brother, you have that trusted, or someone in government, or someone in the bank, anywhere you can put your will and distribute it to different places. In that tomorrow, if you leave to an uncle and the uncle says that nothing happened, at least there's some other person who has it. Even to your children, you can. You can trust one of them, but also make sure that, because sometimes when you give them that,
they have an idea.
They will have an idea, and also they will start behaving towards the will. My father's left me this and this and here. So when you're doing all these things, you have to be a little bit calculative, a little bit smart, because at the end of the day, you're helping them and you're preparing them for the worst. At the end of the day, Osbert said we have to involve them in our activities. So all that helps. And in this will, you can leave them this will, you can give them the property, you can tell them this, but if you don't involve them, it's going to get done within the trick of an eye, and what is next for your children. So I would encourage every parent out there, let's make a will.
Thank you, Councillor Ruth. And you know, this is a topic which everyone out there, you feel like it's hard to talk about. How can you wake up and talk about death? I'm going to die and leave my children. It's really hard, but we are finding so much interest in this because we all know one day, we have a way to go. We shall give way for others to stand and maybe also do their part. Also on my part, I feel like I should talk about the insurance being one of the way we can be ready, or we can prepare our children for the worst case scenario. Insurance can come in many ways, and we know I won't advertise for many insurance companies on this platform, but I'll try to give you scenarios about what insurance does. Insurance can help in form of paying school fees, in form of taking good care of your family, maybe giving them some money when you as a parent you have died, or you have gotten permanent disability. We brought in this worst case scenario, not meaning necessarily death,
Yes.
but as a parent you can lose both legs. You can have a terrible accident. You lose your sight. You lose your sight when you're mature, and then you cannot perform the activities you have been performing. How are you going to provide for your children? We have insurance partners who can come in and help you for that. Maybe going forward on our platforms, we shall be inviting such people, like someone from insurance, to talk more about this and to help you know more about that. Maybe on another scenario, we can call in a lawyer or a legal personnel to tell us more about the will, how to come up with a will, and we know how we can really take care of the worst case scenario of death or losing ability to do our daily work and what we shall be leaving for our children. So thank you, panelists. And I think at this point we shall conclude on this topic of discussion. And I'll encourage each one of you on the panel to give a brief conclusion. And I'll give my first. I'll give the first. I'll give the first chance to Letitia, Councillor Letitia, to tell us in conclusion what you conclude about this topic discussion.
Firstly, on my topic I drove earlier, no Uganda or Africans, we are hostile. There is the way we are women. Like you lose a relative, you lose a husband, you lose a wife. There is the way how people come to give you those condolences, those grieving messages. It's the way they come to attend to you, But in most cases, we find that our children have been left. They are not attended to. A child has lost a beloved father and mother, but for them, no one is coming to attend to this child. They also need that consolation. They need that consolation, so that builds better their resilience to know how they will go through it. And if you would say the same message, if you come and tell the child, please, we know life is not going to be the same. Your dad has gone or your mom has gone, but please, if it is an auntie, imagine if they are like 3-5 aunties or uncles, they are all coming to you, attending to you in that corner. Don't you think these children, we can reduce even on the number of street children? Shortly, the child, their father has died, their mother has died, they are dividing properties. For you, they are sending you back in the village, you're not used of that life, you can't navigate through it. Shortly, you say, but I had a home in Kampala. I had a home somewhere in a town, maybe in Mbale City, Let me go back and I trace my home. Reaching there, the home is nowhere. It is sold off. It has been divided by other different people. So shortly, you do what? You don't have home. The only thing, the option, you sit on the street. It's where you are used to see the lights and the cars go through. It's the same language. Who can understand what you are going to do? You get it? But imagine each of them comes to this child and tells you have lost a dear one. Your mom has gone, is no more, but life might be hard here in the village, but when you overcome it, it can be better. You know that child can navigate within life? Can become strong and adopt within the situation and come back. You get it?
Okay, thank you, Councillor.
That's what I say. I encourage everyone to come up and really attend to these people, these children and these young adults, because when the children, much as they suffer, say the child is 18 years, but there is a child in senior 5 or senior 4, and a young adult who is 19. What can he or she manage by herself?
He's staying with a lot of responsibility on his shoulders.
So, what we are saying, we are looking at those, for us as EPOS, we consider the children and the young adults. We attend to all that. So that's what I'm saying. Let us, as that is part of counseling, by the way, when they come to give you those condolence messages, that comfort they come to attend to you, it's part of counseling, and that is everyone what can offer to a person at a first level.
Thank you so much. Councillor Tesha, that's a good summary of this topic. And without wasting much of our time, we shall go to our Councillor Orphaned, and he will also give us a conclusion to this topic in his brief summary. We can use a few words and we have this summarized.
Thank you so much once again, Mr. Moderator and our viewers. My conclusion is, since we know that death is a reality and maybe we might not want to talk about it all the time, let us as parents work as if the world is ending today. Let's try to work so hard so that, because death is an uncertainty, yet it's inevitable. So let's continue working hard. Let's use every minute, let's use every hour. If we have any job, let's perform well so that we can we can help our children stay well even when we are long gone. And maybe to our wealth, there are parents who misuse their wealth. For example, they pamper their children with lots of many fancy things, yet when they are long gone, maybe their children might suffer. So let's use our wealth very well so that if we are gone, then our children can stay in a good condition. Then the relationship we're talking about, let's have a very genuine and good relationship with our relatives and friends. So that you never know. Maybe the person whom you did think will take care of your child. Once you treat yourself well on this earth, your children will have comfort within those relatives. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Osman. And our next in line, Councillor Ruth, we are really glad to have you here, and we shall love to see a conclusion on this topic of discussion from your side.
Thank you so much, the viewers. Thank you so much, Rutensha. And exactly what I wanted to say is what Osman has said. Let's create lasting relationships
With our relatives.
with our friends. If we do not have a backbone, our children will be left. You behave the way you behave in the world, and that is how your children are going to be left alone. What are you contributing to the society? What are you contributing to? Yes, I know that the people have contributed good things, but at the end of the day, their children are left in the hands of the world to torture them and do that. But goodness will always follow what you did for whatever, to any person you did. What I believe is if you did good, the goodness will follow your children, no matter what. They will be rewarded. They might go through situation, they might go through hassling, they must go through anything, but at the end of the day, God is not a God who does not answer prayers. So we have to see that we create lasting relationship. Me, why I'm talking about that, because my mom has created good lasting relationship. She's still alive, but sometimes I be happy knowing that I have people at the back home. I have people. Not that because they are rich, not because they have everything, but I know I have a shoulder to lean on. And also, what Osman has said is, children should know what going to die. What are you going to do for your children? You can leave them with that one, they will destroy it. So let us see how we can bring our children on board to participate in everyday activities. As much as we are giving them a good life, let them also express the bad life. Let them also go hungry for one day. They will not die.
Thank you, Councillor.
Fast, they will not die.
Thank you, Councillor
Building something in them.
Thank you, Councillor Tesha, but we all well know, and our viewers can testify. This is really hard for this generation, for a parent to see his children really going through a hard time. Many of us, we don't wish our children to pass through those tough times we pass through. But in form of preparing our children, we should normalize such things. And me, in my conclusion, as also a fellow panelist, I think this is the best opportunity for us to create happiness through humanity. And what you really sow is what you harvest. So if you sow happiness and being good to the orphans you are seeing around, if you give back, you see, this is what we're talking about, the worst case scenario. These children never wished for their parents to die.
True.
Now you as a member of the community, what are you giving back to your community? I'm glad that we have come up as councillors and we are willing to give some services, and we give services to the communities. And
the information we are giving,
yeah, it is for
it's
free.
A
Yeah, it
service.
is a
It's
service. And you as a parent out there and as an individual out there in the community, what role are you playing? You should come up with a role. That is a food for thought for you to go and think about. And in my conclusion, I wish we pick that everyone has a role to play. We shouldn't be scared away of talking about death. Death is coming for everyone, but we should be prepared for it. Thank you, our viewers, and thank you, my dear panelists.
Please share, subscribe, and follow.